it, he need that check.
Yeah, he does. But still. All right, so one question. Who's the heavyweight boxing champion of the world right now?
Tyson Fury.
Yes.
And Anthony Joshua.
Unfortunately, my boy got beat up by
what I told you was gonna happen. I told
my baby got beat up
because he can't box, he can fight, and he got beat up by a boxer.
My baby got beat up.
Yeah,
I love me some Wilder. I'm sorry. I love me some Wilder, but my boo got beat up. I can't admit it. He got the brake beat off of him. Like, I was so hurt. Like, I wanted to be like, if that dude don't stop hitting him, like, I was hurt. Like, my feelings.
See, but that's why you watch it though. You watch it for the knockout, beat down.
Like,
painful to watch. I saw that.
Huh?
I saw that. That was painful to watch.
I
think it's more painful because I told you Fury was gonna kill him. You was like, no, he ain't.
I was like, no, Wilder, he got it. He coming out here.
I was like, everything I watched going up to the fight, I was like, and the way Fury was talking to him, I'm like, Fury's gonna beat him. Because I was like, Wilder, like, even with the back and forth, I was like, he didn't seem confident after that first fight.
No, well, that's because, and that's why I thought that he was gonna come out more prepared because he was like, oh man, like,
more prepared.
He got me scared. Like, he was like, I gotta go and I gotta train and I'm gonna whoop on him.
He did train, and Fury trained harder and beat his ass.
So.
He couldn't even stay on his feet. I was like, bro, this ain't looking good.
He ain't never been beat up like that. So it's
like my feelings was hurt for him. Like, I wasn't even the one boxing, and I don't even know him like that. But like, I was heartbroken.
But I mean, I think it's hard for anybody like in a sport like that because it is a gladiator sport.
Yeah, look at Ronda Rousey.
Until somebody loses, like most guys you see get hyped up are usually undefeated guys. So you know,
right. As soon as they lose,
they're not accustomed to losing. So when you see them finally get hurt or they're getting beat up, they're not used to that. So a lot of them don't know how to react.
Yeah, like Ronda Rousey was on top
of the
world and she lost.
Sorry.
And her sight got broken.
Yeah. Yo, what the funniest thing was when she came out after that fight, though. It's so confident about what she was going to do, and that bitch got beat the fuck up again.
And she got smart. She left the sport and she went to WWE so she can fake fight.
Right.
That's even better.
She
for
said,
real.
I'm done with this.
I'm done getting punched for real.
Right.
Shit hurt.
Right.
Yeah, she's starting to make career decisions.
Yep, she made. I'm looking at that. It was smart to me. She got out before she got out while people still liked her, and she went to go. You know,
I think WWE, a lot of it had to do because of like Floyd just like floored her. Like he was talking mad stuff on her he afterwards because she went on there talking about, oh, Floyd, I'd take a fight against you, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, girl,
whatever,
stop. Like
whatever.
Stop, please.
He ran from the Big Show. I don't want to hear it. He punched the Big Show in the nose and broke his nose, and Big Show came after. He ran like a little bitch, man. He was not about to get caught by this big man.
Just because Floyd's a boxer, Floyd's like 5'6", $140.
Hey, whatever. If he's that good, stand to the Big Show, who's not a boxer.
Nah, that's just a bad idea. That man got like 400 pounds on you. It's gonna go bad.
That's the fight I want to see. I want to see Big Show versus Floyd Mayweather.
This is what happened. He picked Floyd up and then punched him.
Right.
He said, "What was that, little man?"
All right, I want to see that. All right, okay. So let's go real quick. There's one answer. Favorite sport. The favorite sport that you just the top of the list that you want to watch, like all times.
Oh, it's football.
Football. Sherelle. Figure skating. What's your answer?
Sherelle gonna be. She's like, I like that strong man stuff with them men with the muscles.
No, you know what? No, I won't watch. I'm not watching arm wrestling no more. I'm tired of watching broken arms. Dude, I don't want to watch arm wrestling no more.
Be intense.
Yo, I don't want to watch you too many forearms be breaking. Nope, I don't want to watch that no more.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I'm like done.
But in every sport, you've seen something nasty happen, like when dude broke his leg in college, that college game. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And he broke
I just watched that.
Oh.
Yeah. I just watched it a couple of days ago. Dude was on the leg machine in the gym. He had like 4,000 pounds or something stupid on there, and he went up, and one of his legs broke backwards, and then the other one, of course, can't hold the weight, so it's just coming down on him, and his belly like, oh, no, not right. Like your shit bit like an ostrich leg. You just folded backwards and shit. Oh man, he was panicking, trying to use his arms to get it out. No one came to help him for like a whole 2 minutes.
Wouldn't you panic?
I couldn't panic. See,
I know.
Exercise will kill you. Exercise will kill you.
Well, sorry. It's just like I like football. I could watch football all day, every day.
Yep.
I like basketball, but if basketball went off the air except LeBron, I don't think I'd be too upset. But if
I watch football. Yeah.
Football's
I don't have one I could watch all day, every day, but it would be between like boxing and gymnastics.
No, my guilty pleasure sport, them CrossFit games. I be watching that shit.
See, that works. See, and you know what though? Oddly enough, I've been getting into that curling, man. I'll watch the Winter Olympics.
Hey, dude, when you see with the stick,
they be real intense.
my favorite is the dude that come out with the slide though. My boy slide.
Oh yeah, and then let it go so gracefully. Let it go, and it's real on point. And they just be, I'll watch that. All right, next one.
Speaking of sports, have y'all ever heard of endurance tickling?
I seen that shit on YouTube.
That's
weird.
I've seen competitive ironing.
I ain't never heard of that. But tickling apparently tickling is a thing in the fetish world.
Yeah.
But I don't know what endurance tickling is.
Yeah, like they
Terrell, are you gonna join the tickling team?
Man, I will whoop ass.
Man, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do?
I get real violent. Like I can't deal with nobody tickling me. I will be fighting. Like no.
See, if you're a quadriplegic, you enter that shit. Be a quadriplegic, enter the competition. That'd be perfect.
People making big money in that endurance tickling thing.
I did it the last 2 years.
Yo, just like the slap competition, they be having them too.
I love when they do it with like put the chalk on their hand when they slap them, be all smoky.
They make everything.
All right. Favorite sport, y'all. Did y'all favorite sport? What's your favorite teams in your favorite sport?
I mean.
All right. So you ready? So hockey, Penguins. Basketball.
Wherever LeBron is.
Wherever LeBron is. Okay.
So whatever team he's on, I'm a Bron. I became a Laker fan. I was a Cleveland fan. I was a Heat fan. I was a Cleveland fan again, and then I became a Laker fan.
This Laker one been the hardest for me because I did not, rest in peace Kobe Bryant, but I was not a fan of the Lakers.
Yeah, I was like, whenever he said he was going to the Lakers, I was like, yeah, I guess I'm a Laker fan now.
You're like, damn it.
Football.
Same. Any team LeBron is on, because I'm a kid from Akron and so is he. So, and he's done so much for our city. Yeah.
Okay.
Football.
All right.
Steelers. Baseball.
Them P-Rats.
Hey, you claim them. I don't know if I can claim them yet.
Yeah, I think they get
can't,
out
man.
tonight. It's terrible.
Because like when I was a kid, it was Barry Bonds on the team, and I was all about it. And then they fell off hard, and then McCutcheon was there. And I was like, all right, cool. And then that ended.
Then
yeah, it's hard being a Pirate fan. It's like being a Browns fan. It's just terrible.
Oh, now there's worse teams in baseball than the Pirates. There ain't nobody worse than the Browns.
Nobody.
I think that the champion. that the championship quad A college football team could probably beat the Browns in a game.
What you mean? Woody High could be the Browns?
Damn. I was trying to give some respect on it a little bit. Damn.
What you mean? I think Gateway could even be their
Oh, that's fucked up.
Wait, who won last year? What was that? The Penn Hills won last year?
Nah,
What
I don't know.
last year?
I think it's the year before last.
Oh, the year
I
Penn
don't-
Hills won, I think they could have beat the Browns.
Y'all just
All right.
predicting the Browns. They are pretty bad.
Now, here's the question. Do y'all have y'all most memorable sports moment?
A lot of people in my hometown love the Steelers, so I mean, you know, and
I
like
would
I said,
too. If I
I'm
lived
from
there,
Akron,
I would
so
too.
a lot
Hey, who else y'all all have?
a lot of people from Akron,
The
Cleveland,
Bengals?
we repped out for the Steelers.
They might be worse than the Browns.
Nah.
Y'all ain't got nobody. Y'all got.
No, I think Cincinnati would feel real disrespected. You just said that.
No,
That's fine.
but when y'all fight for who's coming in last every year in the division.
Well, let's not talk, baby, because we got the last year of Ben. Where before we go into our struggle phase, we got the last
Oh, no,
couple years of
Our
Ben.
struggle phase was still 8-8.
We
Right.
Our struggle
Right.
phase was still 8-8.
Well, I'm glad they went back and got Dobbs though, because
see what
Duck
happens.
was doing it for us, and neither is Mason,
All right.
Duck
All right,
or
so-
Rudolph.
I'm always looking forward to the season. Question. All right. What sports did y'all play personally yourselves? You know, during y'all lifetime.
Basketball.
Basketball.
And
I used to love tetherball. Does that count?
No.
What'd you say?
Yeah, and those are one of those sport activities like pool and bowling.
Or badminton.
That's an Olympic sport.
Whoa!
Oddly enough.
Wait! Time out! Did you say like an activity like bowling? Yo,
Those are like,
you
so-
cannot just disrespect my bowling like that. Like,
Yeah.
Listen, no,
Brandon.
because there's a whole debate on whether something's considered a sport or an activity.
time out.
competitive
That's a
activity.
skill, yo.
Yes,
It is. It is. I don't necessarily agree with them, but I'm telling you what they
Well,
say.
gymnastics is an activity.
Now it's
So is
okay.
cheerleading.
Wait, pause. Now I can agree that
So,
gymnastics is a
so
sport.
is slapping
But-
somebody.
Is cheerleading a sport, or is it just an activity that supports other sports?
No, bowling is a sport for a person
I'm
who
talking
has
about
had to
cheerleading.
learn and has had to practice
I agree with you.
over and over with form.
Badminton and pool. Billiards to me is intense as hell.
Yeah, I bowled. That was my main sport in high school was bowling.
That's what's up.
So don't tell me I'm
Hey,
an
can you
activity.
can you teach me how to make it like curve into that pocket? Can you teach me
I
that?
sure can, but that's a skill. That's not an activity.
Okay, I say that it's me. Listen, I'm gonna clarify my statement. I consider it a sport, but there's a lot of debate over whether those types of things are considered activities, sports.
Activity.
I think it's a sport.
cheerleading.
Now that curve though, because I still bowl like Fred Flintstone, and I use my strength to knock all the pins everywhere. I still get strikes, so I want to get that
He do the
that
switch stuff.
kingpin.
He said that.
Yeah, I do. I did a little stutter step, and then kaboom, an explosion everywhere. Yeah, I'm gonna do this extra loud in the bowling alley because it's hitting the
There's a
pins extra
form.
hard.
There's a form to it.
There's a foreign of mine too. This
You have
powerhouse.
to know your placement,
Yeah.
and then you have to adjust your placement whenever your arms and your legs ain't corresponding.
I got you. Wait. You know what? I had to do the same thing when I started axe throwing recently,
Exactly.
and I had to do all that.
I want to go
What?
ask.
That's fun.
I'm
But I
very
want to learn how to
open.
curve the ball into that spot though. That's like the
Right
coolest
into
thing.
that pocket.
That perfect pocket. Yo,
That
yeah.
sounds like music
Cool.
to my ears.
Yep. It's awesome. Okay, so there's that. See me, I went, man, my parents had me doing everything, man. I did basketball for a bit. I was on a hockey team. I was on
I
two
shall
swim
return. I'm gonna
teams.
put my kid to bed.
I was doing all that stuff. But I wasn't allowed to play football because my mom was worried about my brain getting messed up. She didn't want no concussions. I don't want to get hurt. All right.
I went
Favorite.
to golf camp.
You know what? I did that too. I did golf, and my parents had me do tennis for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, I couldn't keep it in the court.
School with all these activities. Guys, like, I went to city school. You couldn't do half that shit.
Yeah, right.
Wasn't no golf team or no hockey team. He said,
No, I understood. I definitely had to go out to Penn Hills. I mean, even though I went to like Pittsburgh school, I always got to go out to Penn Hills to be on the hockey team. I did all that shit. All right. Favorite 90s athlete, since we did 30's perspective. Who was y'all favorite when y'all was a kid?
Well, my uncle used
Ken
to
Griffey Jr.
ooh, I was about to say it was either Griffey or Jordan for me.
Jordan is definite, and then my uncle used to love Barry Sanders, so we used to, because we looked up to him. Yeah, we was all about Barry Sanders.
But my all-time favorite, just because being flamboyant, was Prime Time. I ain't never seen someone talk so much shit, but then actually back it up.
Well, you got to do that now. You can't just not, because like the 90s was a little different, man. You get people like Karl Malone speaking in the third person, and everybody wanted to have a shoe deal. The 90s was a trip, man, for athletes.
Definitely.
Now speak. Go ahead.
A great time in sports before sports started taking that turn. Like in the 2000s, sports just started becoming softer.
Well, yeah, remember, because that's when Iverson came out, the and one era came out. Like, that was a different thing.
Yeah, everybody crying for a foul and everybody flopping and like basketball taking that turn.
Yeah, it was it was bad. Did y'all watch the Final Stand on Netflix? All right, so it centers around Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, but I like the way they did it.
You mean The Last Dance?
Sorry, The Last Stand. Yeah, that Final Stand. Last Stand.
I mean, yeah, I tuned in and watched it.
Say it again, John.
I said I tuned in and watched it. I was like, only thing I didn't like about it, they made it seem like Michael Jordan won the championship every year he played.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He didn't at all. But they highlighted that. But
they tried to briefly go to the Pistons real quick.
Right. They didn't want to tear down Michael too bad.
You could tell Jordan had a lot of creative control of that because they fast forwarded through that.
Oh, of course. But I'm glad. I'm glad what they did was they touched all the important team members. They didn't make it just about Jordan.
Yeah.
They touched on Rodman. They touched on my mind is blank.
Rodman, Pippen.
Yeah, Pippen, Scottie Pippen, the white dude that shot the three at the end. Like everybody.
What? They got both of them because I think they had Steve Kerr and John Paxson.
Yeah. Wait, what was funny to me is they brought in Barack Obama and they listed him as a Chicago resident. That was it. Barack Obama, Chicago resident. Oh, really? That's it. Just because he's from Chicago, they didn't say he was ex-president, nothing. It was just
don't have no connection to nothing.
Chicago resident. Okay.
I guess they just
I watched the first few episodes of it. Like I got up to the Dennis Rodman episode, but I have plans to finish it. But I'm enjoying watching it.
It might have the best episode. Like Dennis was so out there, but then
Dennis was wilding, yo. How you in the playoffs and say, I ain't showing up today?
Yeah.
I love watching like people who have changed the world or who have made it big or really successful. I like to hear their origin stories. Like I like to hear what steps they took and all that type of stuff.
Man, my man.
I think it was well done.
Yeah,
I think it was really well done. I was like, that's a good way to do this. All right, so let's move on to some more serious stuff with sports. Now, right, as y'all know, a lot of athletic, especially now with the quarantine, but before the quarantine was happening, a lot of athletic programs and gym classes are being cut from the curriculum. Do y'all think that should be brought back? Do you think there's some importance to having sports in school? What's y'all thoughts on that?
I think a lot of these young boys are becoming soft batch cookies because they don't have sports. Like, and it's a lot of little life lessons that you can learn when you're in a organized sport, like, you know, being on time, teamwork, fighting hard, going, you know, pressing against you know, trials and tribulations or whatever. So
I mean, most definitely. I mean, you know, sports teaches you, you know, just so much in general. You know, I don't understand why they're pulling it out of school or trying to slash these budgets and saying like, oh well, because it ain't even just sports they're cutting. Like even like the alternative programs, like you know, wood shop and you know.
Yeah, they're trying to take all the skills and the arts classes.
Yeah, like you're trying to get rid of everything.
Yep. Yeah, I think we might have been the last batch because I had a wood shop class in middle school, and then I did metal work when I was in high school. And I don't think that stuff's available unless you go out and seek it out like third party, like at some YMCA or some other program or something. It's just not available. It sucks. But now, what about the kids that just like? There's some kids that just hate gym class.
How do you fail gym class?
They fail it. They hate it. Should gym be an elective or required?
Jarrell, I'm sorry. Were you one of those kids that failed gym class?
no,
Okay.
I wasn't.
All right, now
hold on.
How you gonna fail gym class?
Hold on, wait a second. Now, maybe John can back me up on this. Gym class for guys is not the same as gym class for girls, at least not in my high school.
Yeah. I mean,
y'all had, man.
For us guys, especially, I was a jock in high school, so gym class was competition time and / we gonna show off for the girls in gym class.
There it is. But the girls were messed up because they had more time in the locker room. They only spent like 10 minutes in class. They took forever in the locker room, and then they let them go back early to get all dressed. They only spent like 10 minutes in actual gym class.
No, see, for me, it was different for me. Like I'm not like them other females, or I wasn't a typical female.
I mean, yeah, there were some females.
I like to play, like whenever we play flag football or whenever we play basketball, I was the one out there going hard.
Only thing girls went hard in gym class for was volleyball, and it's because they still didn't have to do much.
Nope, dodgeball was my favorite.
I think the hardest thing for y'all, most of y'all fail because y'all don't want to change y'all clothes. So most of
y'all change y'all can change clothes and stand there.
It was credit. For females, it's different. Like when we sweat in certain places, like there is no showering for us. So like we didn't have enough time to shower. So then you didn't want to walk around school stinking because then y'all would make fun of us for stinking. It smell like raw fish. And it's like, because I've been sweating, like I can't help it. I'm at that age as a female where like, you know, you start sweating. Boys didn't care. Y'all could smell like a whole foot. And y'all walk around talking about, oh man, they should see me killing Kyle. I was in there doing like this, and I was doing this.
Killing.
Now, what high schools did y'all go to?
I went to an all-white high school.
Which one? Anyone around Pittsburgh?
I went to Plum.
You went to Plum. John, did you go local?
I went to Westinghouse for 8 hours, and then we were in the middle of moving, so I ended up at Penn Hills.
Okay, see, I went to Shenley. Now, you might be related to Penn Hills, but at Shenley, because we had about 2,000 students in the entire school. So our gym classes are very often, the gym teachers would combine the classes. So just on the boys, we would have like 80 kids in one class. So there's not a whole lot you can do with 80 kids organized. So all they would do is throw, and I'm telling you, all year, just throw the basketballs out. That was it. They take attendance, basketball. That was it. That's all. It was it. So there's like 40. It's like there's like 30 dudes playing 33 on one hoop.
I mean, it's fun. I mean, I went to city schools. So I went to like Rasenstein and Gladstone, and definitely when I was at Rasenstein, that's exactly how gym class was.
Right.
No form to gym class.
And then we would have the block run once a year. That was about it.
Oh, ours was we would have more than one gym class in there, but then like it would be our gym class versus the other gym class. So
Yeah.
like, all together, that were playing out there was probably maybe 20, 25 kids in the class, but there wasn't like more than that. Like there was never more than that. We were, if it wasn't snowing, raining, or cold outside, we were outside. Like we played out on a football field, and we had to come up with some type of something to play. Like we weren't allowed to just sit around and play one thing. Like we had to find something to do, like constructive. Like and then it became a game, because then we would try to just like throw and hit our teachers with balls. So like,
That's why you like dodgeball. You want to hit the teacher.
well, we would play soccer, but then we would kick the ball over towards, like, because we hated our gym teachers. So we would just kick the ball and try to hit the teacher.
I mean, shit, we liked our gym teacher.
We
Yeah,
hated
right.
all of our gym teachers.
See, you don't want to fuck with our
He
gym
would
teacher.
drink beer in his car in lunchtime. Like you would catch him outside drinking beer in his car. Shout out, Mr.
See,
Steve. You was the man.
see, no,
I don't fully
you
remember
don't fuck with the gym
having.
teachers.
I don't fully remember having gym in high school, because freshman year, if I had it, it was just freshman year. I went to like a mixed school. It was black and white, but then I left there and went to an all-white school from sophomore year to senior year, and it was much smaller. So we didn't have gym class. But I will say that when I was in high school, me and some friends got together and we started a step team. And so I was the captain of a step team, and we would play for like some of the basketball games and some of the games there.
So y'all had sports teams, but no gym class.
Yeah, we didn't have gym. I don't remember.
The only part of gym class I hated was swim.
Dude, we only had that in 9th grade.
That was when I was gonna fail, because I was not with it. I was not with getting out water.
And the girls were never in gym. They were never swimming, because they would be like, "Oh, I'm on my period," or all this or all that. They never go.
I was like, I'm on my period. I can't swim.
Yeah, all y'all was saying that. Y'all sitting on the side. Now, what's funny was Shinley, like I said, they threw basketballs out in gym class. When we had swimming, they put on a basketball
in the
on
hoop
the side of the pool. Right. So we were playing basketball in the pool. Like, it was basketball everywhere. That was it.
And I think that was just a city school thing, man. Because I remember how it was when we went swimming. There was like one real swim day. Everything else, basketball in the pool. Have fun.
Basketball, right? Well, yeah, they had to make sure you wasn't going to drown.
We
so
had,
they had the first day. It was like the swim test. You got to tread water.
No, we had actual, like, our gym teacher tried to teach us how to swim. So like we had to hold on to the side and kick our feet, and she's like, oh, you have to go under. I'm like, I'm not getting my hair wet. She was like, well, if you don't go under, then you're not getting. I was like, well, then cut them grades, girl, because this hair is not getting wet. I was like, you don't know what it's like trying to do hair
3 hours,
girl.
Sometimes
and I used to get so mad, and like my teachers didn't care, and I'm like, I don't have white hair. I can't walk out of here with wet hair. Like talk about a puff ball.
Rough and stuff with your afro puff.
No, not when it's matted to your head. It's not cute.
Your whole night is ruined because you're gonna be spend the whole night trying to get your hair
grade.
No, that was one of my favorite things because I had to go to summer school 9th grade. So, out there you like needed a swim credit. So I just happened to be walking through the summer school down at Woodland Hills, and I'm like, a bunch of people there. I'm like, what are all these people going down to the pool for? Because all these people failed swimming, so they had to take it. Like, literally, there must have been like 70 people in there for swimming. And the rule was you had to have one part of your body in the water. So you seen people fully dressed with their foot just sitting on the side of the pool. I'm like, yo.
That's funny.
How do you pass the class?
No, like that was the rule. Like you had to have one part of your body in the water. There was a dude that would have like bundled up towels with his arm in the water, sleep.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, nah, man. Yeah, I did swimming in middle school. I mean, I was on a swim team elementary school, swim team middle school. I swam for both Frick and Penn Hills, but yeah, our middle school swimming was like completely traumatizing. And the reason why is because you weren't allowed to bring, this is at Frick, you weren't allowed to bring your own swim trunks or nothing.
Yeah, using a
And
speedo.
they had the blue Speedos for everybody.
Everybody.
And all right, so it was bad for guys and girls. So the guys are all in super tight blue Speedos. You had to hope you got one where the drawstring wasn't busted.
Oh, dude, that's the worst when the draw. and they just hand them to you and act like they don't want to give you another pair.
Yo, for real, like no, the drawstring right. So you had that happen. So with the only good one is no one could make fun of nobody else because they all had to wear the same shit. But for the girls, it was really fucked up because they had one pieces. They were still Speedo one pieces, but they gave them to you based on bra size. So you had girls that had either the shit was really baggy or stupid tight based on whatever their bra size was. They didn't care about no other.
Or whatever they thought their bra size was, because at that age, you don't know what your real bra size is.
They didn't care about no other dimensions. So it was bad for everybody involved for middle school. It was horrible.
Oh,
So
man,
that was bad.
Nope, we just had to have a plain, like we brought in our own bathing suit. So all you had to do is have a plain one-piece bathing suit. It had to be plain.
That's it. No, you couldn't bring them in. In the high school, you could bring them in. But what was cool, though? Well, I guess it's not cool, but it saved us from swimming. Was the health department would come in at least once a year and shut the pool down. Because it was just nasty. Because it was nasty. Like, you could sit in the bleachers and see the hair grease floating on top of the water. It was nasty. It was bad. It was so bad. But we played basketball and that nasty shit.
Yeah, no one care. Get in there. Get this hoop game going.
But okay, all right. So here's a question though, like health impacts in terms of sports, either on youth or adults, good and bad. Like, what do y'all feel about the way health is impacted by athletics?
Can I say, before we go into like health impact, can I just say what I don't like? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
go for it.
As a person who has played sports on every level, meaning like I've played YMCA, I played for the borough, I played borough soccer. I've played basketball for the junior high and high school. I played soccer for the junior high and I played for high school. And I played basketball in college. Now, I do not, and this is big controversy, I do not believe in participation trophies.
Me neither.
Yeah,
Period.
You either gonna win it or you gonna get nothing for losing.